All right.
I gotta pull my Patreon podcast topics.
I'll say I wasn't ready for that. I don't know what the Patreon might.
I only have 2 topics currently for the Patreon.
Okay.
Hello. Fucking Mike.
No, that's why I always have to lean it over.
Yeah. Life updates. This Patreon podcast is life updates. What you been up to? I know what you've been up to. Tell the people the goods.
Busting my ass.
Bussing.
I know I've been MIA lately, but man, I have been promoted from apprentice to full time at my job.
Hell yeah! Do you have like a position title, or is that like not a thing you can disclose?
I'm not being clear because I don't want to disclose it. I'm just trying to find the perfect way to explain it.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like a.
I'm in digital marketing, and I'm a specialist. I'm a junior architect.
Whoa.
Where I work, the architects are part of a team called the Digital Engagement Team. So I'm an architect in the DET, specialist.
It sounds like some government type shit, you know, like,
it does.
Like you're in the Men in Black.
It does feel like that.
You're in the department that handles like the incoming aliens onto the world.
But it's been a journey. It's been hard work, but it all paid off. They presented my salary to me, which was more than I've ever made in my life.
Hell yeah.
To the point where I was just like, there's no way that's the offer. Like, you ever had somebody say something to you that just blew your mind so much that there was no reaction to it? Just like,
you kind of just like flabbergasted.
It's just like, what?
You sure about that?
Like, because without disclosing exactly how much money I make, obviously, it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I know this could potentially be a thing. I make this much now. So if I just got this much, that would be dope. That'd be like comfortable. But if I got a little lower than that, fine. It's still more than I'm making. So
it's better than your previous situation.
Like, it's better than lateral. You know what I'm saying? So cool. So they hit me with the offer one Thursday morning. I had the interview a couple of weeks ago, and I knew they wanted to move the process along, but they said they had to interview other people. So whatever. So I'm just like sitting on pins and needles every day. Like, I wonder. So my boss hits me up, and he's like, I was on like a Teams call or something at work. And he hits me up like, hey, if you got a minute at some point today, no rush. I just need you to ping me when you're done, when you get a moment. And I really need you to talk to you about something to work on. So I'm just like, oh shit. It made me feel like, not that I don't feel like I could do whatever he's asking me to do, but he did it. He contacted me in a way that seemed like, hey, whenever you got a chance, but this is important.
Gotcha. Yeah.
This is like serious. So, but he did that on purpose. So I get on the call with him, and he's like, hey, in the next 24 to 48 hours, I have something that needs your attention. He's like, okay, I really need you to bring all of your attention, stop what you're doing, all the work I already gave you, and put your attention on this job offer. I was like, oh, why would you do that? He just started cracking up. He's like, you like what I did there? He's like, I made you stop working on something very important to come talk about something that I told you was even more important than that. But anyway, he's going through, and I was like, oh shit. So I'm taking the call. I'm in like Adrian's office upstairs. So I'm texting her from the other room because she works from home as well. So she's in like the kitchen, sitting at the table on her laptop, talking. She talks to her coworkers all day.
Yeah.
So she's like, I text her like, they're offering me the job, like on the side, like off camera, like he's offering me the job as we speak right now. And then I just get a flood of texts from her, all caps. OMG, 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 OMG. I'm like, to the point I'm just like, stop texting me. Yeah, because my phone is on the table. It's just like, so you can when somebody's phone is going on. Anyway. So he's like, they want to offer you. He says this number. And I'm like, I didn't say this, but in mine, I was like, get the fuck out of here. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. But at the same time, I'm like, well, he did just say, I'm like, and at first I was like, I took it like it was nothing. I was like, all right, I can do that. That sounds fine. I did because like,
and then he's like, are you serious right now?
Because I didn't want to just be like, what? Like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I guess.
So, because then it's just like, well, we can give you less. So I was like, that works for me. And he's like, we want to know, do you accept this offer? I was like, yes. Then he was like, well, wait, we don't want you to be too anxious. Talk it over with your wife, blah, 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 blah. And in my mind, I'm just like, if she could run in here and tell me to take that, she would get on this call right now.
Probably would.
Right. But I listened to him and I went in there. She was like, how much? Because she's been kind of waiting for that too. Mm-hmm. And full transparency, for the last, we've been together now almost, Trenton's 8. So almost 10 years now. And she's always made more than me. Mm-hmm. Full transparency. I told her how much I made. And she did one of those like her first instinct was to like scream, but she immediately stifled herself. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh! I was like, I know. I'm like, relax. I was like, she was like, oh my God. I was like, I know. Insane. So we get all that out the way. But then I'm fucked with her now. So I'm just like, I didn't accept it yet. I was told to come to you and get back to them by the end of the day. And she was like, if you don't get back on there now before they some reason call you back, I'm like, you know what? Never mind. Yeah. So long story short, I accepted the offer, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then, they get to give you it in writing, like the paperwork and everything. And I saw the number in writing. I'm just like, Jesus, it's real. So, and this isn't, obviously, I'm not trying to position this as some kind of like flex or anything.
Oh no, it's not a flex. It's a hell yes.
But I've been busting my ass, man. Yeah. Like to get this through this apprenticeship and everything. It was not a shot in the dark, but a complete career change and
needed one though.
A needed one and something that gave me a lot of like imposter syndrome because I'm like, I'm not even this person. Yeah. I'm learning how to be this person in this area of work. So to get to this point now and be like, holy shit, like I did that shit. Mm-hmm. I took a year of my life and dedicated it to like this apprentice thing and now got into this insane opportunity. Yeah.
And you can only go up from there too now.
Right. And that's another thing he said. He was like, because he kept trying to preface it like, he's like, I know. He's like, this is a junior position, so it's kind of like lower level. And and he's saying things like, I'm going to be like, oh, well. And I'm just like, this is the low level? Like, what?
Dude, it's crazy. Because, like, you got to think about it. He probably makes, your boss, he probably makes, like, an insane amount of everything. So, like, people's view on the world is crazy.
I put it like this. He has to make at least 150
a
year.
Yeah. 6 figures is what. That's crazy, man. I would love to be in a position in life where I could just be like, oh yeah, this number, that's what we're offering you, but like I can't even picture myself in that position, which is crazy.
But that's the thing. We had to talk about it off camera, of course, but I can picture you in that position.
No, I mean like in the managerial
position. That position. Okay,
like, okay. I think about that and I'm like, if I were, let's just say that he makes $160K a year, I would not know what to do with myself because I feel like my whole entire like reality would shift because like obviously living situation changes immediately. What you're eating's probably changing immediately. The way that you look at the world is changing. Like I can't even imagine that from where I'm at right now. That's crazy. But,
yeah.
Sorry.
But no. That's kind of how I feel with what I make now. It's just like
you can do shit now.
Yeah. Like We about to not have these little flimsy mic holders after a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all see a sudden change in how some things are looking on this pod, there's a reason for that. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. But if I can bring it back down to earth a little bit, it's like, okay, I'm happy this happened. As much as, you go through your adult life and you're like, man, I wish I could make this much money. I wish I had this at this time. I wish I could do this. Mm-hmm. Getting this offer now, it kind of grounds you a little bit, because now I'm like, I'm not young enough to do like stupid shit with it.
You got to do some stupid shit though.
Well, no, I'm going to have my fun, but
I can't wait to hear about the stupid shit you decide to do, just for like one or two things, like a little treat here and there.
Yeah. It's like, but I'm not like 18 to 24 where I'm just like, we out. Like, I'm just out here doing crazy shit. But at the same time, I got it at a point where like, I live this kind of life, because it could really lend to my lifestyle now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In a more efficient, productive way than it would have then.
Hell yeah, man.
I got enough to take care of things. Not that I didn't before, but I have more than enough to take care of things, take care of my family, and do, some stupid shit for myself.
That's great, man.
Hell yeah.
Well,
that's what's been going on with me.
I already said it in text form, but this is technically the first time we've talked since I think that happened, actually.
Yeah. I popped into your stream a couple of days ago.
I think you got like one message in, and then you just probably had to get called off to go do something.
Because oh man, and I want to save it for the when we intro the pod we're about to do, but I'll get into that more as to how I was feeling at that point. But I popped in, had to say real quick, like, hey, I'm alive,
I
everyone.
exist, I swear.
But off of that. What's been going on?
Not much, to be fair. We already talked about that. That's already its own thing, but that we're gonna keep that off the podcast. But I went on a trip.
Right.
It was a weird choice to do it. Like, I've never been on a vacation before without family. Mm-hmm. It's always been like it's a family vacation. Every time that I've gone somewhere, it's with family. I think the one time that I maybe didn't was like in college when I went to Ottawa for the animation festival, but I don't really count that too much because it was just like 2 days or some shit. But I went to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
That place sucks. Like,
if you like to gamble, drink, and eat, it's fine.
Well, if you like to gamble, drink, and eat, you're losing your money real quick there because the food is like insanely priced.
Yeah.
And then the drinks are insanely priced. And the gambling, you're losing every single time you play. So I went there for a specific reason, though. I went there for a concert. I went to see When We Were Young festival. I still have the bracelet on, too. The little, they have this it was a festival. Mm-hmm. There's a little chip in here, and like where the logo is, and you would just scan your chip.
Dope.
And you could go in and out the whole day. It was like cool as fuck. Also, you know how like concerts have like concert food? Like,
yeah.
They had tents, like a normal like family cookout tent, right? Like a square one, maybe like 30 or 40 of them in a line, all different food types and different like restaurants and like, I guess food trucks that are like in a tent for the event, but like anything, pot stickers, dumplings, wings, pizza. It's just this giant row. Didn't eat any of it. So it's beside the point, but it was cool as fuck. But there's a bunch of bands there, a bunch of emo bands. And the whole concept was that they played one album from their discography from top to bottom, which is a very rare thing because most of the time it's like, here are our hits. Here's what was on the radio. Right. Here's the one song that we play only live type shit. It was just like, no, here's the CD. And it was sick, dude. It was fucking amazing. Started the day off with Neck Deep, an Australian band. They were fucking great. It was very hot out because it was the middle of the day.
Of course.
After that, who did I see next? I should have pulled up my photos and like done like this is what I did next. Saw Mayday Parade for the millionth time. One of my favorite bands. They're still the best. Love them. Great time. Then who did I see after that? Under Oath for the first time I saw them. The drummer is the singer. He's fucking great. That was a good time. And then I dipped from my friends because I was there with Javaraf and her friend Rachel.
Okay.
And we kind of like separated as of that point. Like we like saw those few bands at the main stage, and then after that it was like there's stages everywhere. Go see what you want to do. Go whatever. So I just like went off and just started walking around. I was high as a kite.
That's the time to be high.
Yeah, we bought some weed at the store, which we'll get into in a second. But mine tasted probably like like when you get a new pair of shoes and like you wear them for like maybe 3 years and then you finally decide, you know what, maybe now it's time to get a new pair.
Yeah.
If you were to lick the bottom of that pair of shoes that you had worn for 3 years straight, that's what the weed tasted like. It was just like old rubber, like old bad rubber. And I was like, oh, the worst shit. But that got me through the day. Saw state champs in like a little tiny little stage. And the cool thing about them is that they have a song where the Neck Deep singer is featured on it. So he came out and did the song with them, which was fucking sick. And then I left that stage for the rest of the day because it sucked. And I went back to the hotel. I got some food, but I came back for motherfucking Pierce the Veil. And they did their album, which is probably my favorite album all time, top to bottom, to be honest. And they have 3 features on that album, like 3 different singers.
Yeah.
Every single person that was featured on that album also was performing with their band there. So every feature showed up to do the song with them.
Oh, see, that's dope.
It was the coolest shit I've ever seen. And then A Day to Remember came up. They're great. I met the bass player, the original one, back when I went to Disney with my family back in the day. I was wearing, those pullover hoodies that don't have a hood?
Yeah.
It was that in like a disgusting like manila color. And it had the turkey leg from Disney on it with the word turkey leg. And we're in the airport line and security waiting to get through. And my mom is like, "Excuse me, are you in a band?" to the guy in front of us who is the bass player at the time. And she like forces me to take a picture with him, and I don't want to do it. So there's this awkward picture of me on the internet, just like with my turkey leg hoodie and this guy that used to play bass. Turns out he's a pedophile. He's no longer in the band.
All right.
So I have that picture. So needless to say, that sucked. But their new bass player is fucking sick. They did great. And then My Chemical Romance came on, and Fallout Boy. Fallout Boy pissed me off though.
Why?
Because they didn't do the album thing. They were too good for it.
They just did the hits?
They did the hits from the very beginning till the end. And the thing that was the funniest to me is that the lead singer did outfit changes for every single era of like Fallout Boy. So like the original one where he had like the little, what was it called? Like the golf hat. I don't know what it's called, but you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, he had that and like a flannel on, and then he had like a leather jacket when he got more poppy and shit. You know, like when the new, more recent shit came out. Yeah. He's doing outfit changes the entire show. I respect it. I'm like, yeah, you do those fucking outfit changes.
Trying to bring you back to a time.
The lead guitar player just in a white t-shirt and jeans the entire show. Didn't try.
Didn't even attempt,
which was fucking funny to me because I was just like, this is such a crazy like this guy's doing the most insane shit on guitar, but he can't change his shirt.
Nope. And
like dress a different way. So that was funny. It was fine. I didn't like their show because they did like the more recent shit, like the one that's in Fortnite. That's the my songs Know What You Did in the Dark or whatever.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Light 'em up. So that part hits in the chorus and they go, "I'm on fire." That shit. And then there's fucking flamethrowers on the top of the stage, but they just went out, dude.
To the audience?
So they were on the very, very top of the stage. Big stage, by the way. So like it was very high up. But like the distance that the fire went was like maybe like, I don't know, like from where we currently are right now to Trenton School.
Oh, shit.
That is like the distance and the arc that it made before it faded out above the crowd.
Right.
And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is insane. But that was cool. Other than that, though, Vegas did other things. I went to a movie museum by accident.
By accident? How does that happen?
So, you know Fremont Street?
In Vegas?
In Vegas, yeah. It's like this like almost like tunnel of casinos with like a screen on the roof. And there's like zip lines that go down.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've been to Vegas once, but I remember that though.
So it's like a mainstay place to go to. So Trevor and I go there on Tuscan Sun, Bearman and Friends. You know who you are. We go there on the day that both Anna and Rachel are at the festival, because I only went one day. They went both days. So we go to Fremont Street, and the entire day I went on a tour with Trevor for the Fallout New Vegas tour, because there's, the video game Fallout New Vegas. I've never played it. There's a bunch of different locations in game that are in real life. We went to, there's like this nice little bar that we went to.
Oh wait, I think I remember seeing you post about
Dude,
this.
it was so cool, because I've never played a Fallout game that I've liked. No offense. And it was cool because we show up at this, it's like a saloon, like an old Western saloon. They didn't have the things though, which pissed me off.
Doors, the little, yeah.
I wanted that so bad, but we walk in and we're like gonna get food there because they have like a restaurant. And the lady's like, "Where do you guys want to sit?" And we're like, "Oh, we can go anywhere." And she just looks at us. And this is, I feel like, the first time in my life I've ever been like,
you profiled you.
I was profiled. I was very much profiled. And she just looks at us both and goes, "I'll take you to the game room." And then we're just like, "What?" Takes us to this little back room, and then in this corner they have I don't know if it was an Xbox or PC, whatever, but they have a console set up with New Vegas with a save file that loads you directly to this bar we are sitting in.
That's fucking dope.
And
knew who you were.
Oh yeah, and there's like a bunch of collectibles up on the wall. There's like one of the, I forget what the name of the monster is in the game, but it's like the head cut off as if it's like a trophy piece, like that type of shit, like Kraven the Hunter type bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's hanging on the wall. There's like bottle caps and artwork and all this shit. And I'm just like, this is fucking cool as shit. Then there's like real history that happened as well. And there was like a tour going on with like some other people. Yeah. But the tour guide was talking loud enough so that Trevor and I could hear that. So we were like, oh, look, dinner a show, kind of, which is pretty neat.
Y'all were in the right place.
Oh, yeah. And then this fucking dude and his family come walking up. And this dude is in full vault gear. Like, not even like Halloween. Like, I went to Spirit Halloween to get this shit.
No, like the legit.
Like, I put money into this and I made it look like it's world lived in type shit. Like, it had like scuffs and stuff on it. It looked real. I was like, holy fuck. And he like came in with like his kid and his wife and like we're taking pictures in the corner and shit. And Trevor and I are just like, just smiling like assholes. But Trevor, he drove, so he couldn't get high. So then we went to Fremont Street.
Did y'all rented a car down there?
Trevor rented a car and he was driving the whole time. He also fell in love with adaptive cruise control because it practically drives the car for you, which is insane. But we finally get back when we go to Fremont, and this is Trevor's moment in his head where he's like, you know what? I haven't been able to get high all day, even though I've had a great day. Let's go. And he starts ripping. And there comes a moment where I'm already high. I've had my shoe, I've had my shoe vapors.
My Schweed.
I've had my Schweed, and I'm just standing there, and I'm very high. I know I'm high. And I look over at Trevor, and I'm like, he's taken a lot of hits. That man was on a mission. He was on a mission, and I don't know if he realized, I talked to him previously. I don't think he meant to get as high as he did, but Jesus Christ. The moment I knew that he was gone was when in Fremont Street, they have these little circles on the ground that are painted on the ground, and they're for street performers to like set up, and they like rotate down the street, and like they have time slots and shit. There's this fucking magician with this little table, and he's doing the whole like the cards bullshit. But then he starts doing a magic trick, right? And there's this whole family, like, and they're all drunk, you can tell, and they're like watching him do the magic trick. And Trevor walks up, and he tells Trevor to pick a card, and he participates in the magic trick, right? He does the whole thing. The family freaks out when the magic trick happens. Like, oh my God, how did he do that? It's crazy. He's a fucking magic. He's evil or whatever.
Some kind of magician.
I'm laughing because that's a funny thing that just happened. Like, their reaction is hilarious to me. And I watched Trevor throw down the card because it was the card that he had looked for. He just throws it down on the table, turns around, takes another hit, and just zooms off and walks away.
What the fuck?
And I'm just standing there still.
He was on cruise control.
Yeah. I'm just over there at the magic trick like, uh-oh, Trevor's gone. And I had to chase him down through the crowd, almost ran into a giant, like there was a dude dressed up in a blow-up gorilla outfit. And he was not in his fucking circle. He was going out of his circle. King Kong was swinging his arms. I almost got fucking decked by King Kong trying to keep up with Trevor. Finally caught up to him. And we find this toy store that I wanted to go to back when I went with my family and I never got the chance to.
Right.
Go in there, it's pretty mid.
Redemption.
Because
Damn.
the motherfucker, he's the guy that does like the Pawn Stars stuff. Like if you watch Pawn Stars,
I
they
know
bring in a
about.
toy, they're like, I gotta call my expert. It's this guy. This motherfucker charged like $20 more than anything was worth in the store. Like a normal figure you could get at Target today for $20, $45.
I could see that in Vegas.
I get it, but I'm also like, go fuck yourself. Like you're not the Pawn Stars guy if you're selling your shit for this much, in my opinion. But whatever. So we leave that, and there's this like little store on the corner, and we can't tell what it is, but they have like a Predator, like from the Predator franchise, set up in the window. And we're like, oh, let's go look. And the nicest woman that I've met in Vegas ever just starts explaining to us, hey guys, welcome to the movie prop museum. Out here is our store area. And there's like a bunch of glass cases and shit, bunch of props from movies that are like nothing crazy, but like simple stuff. Like there's like a full plate set of Star Trek and shit, like collectibles. She's like, everything out here is for sale. But since the When We Were Young festival is going on right now, we're having a little sale. Our museum in the back, which is maybe like the size of this probably, but like around a circle, $10 only for each of you. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this. We walk past the fucking gate. There's movie use props from everything that you could probably imagine. TMNT, the third movie, they had the Mikey costume from it. They had the Alien Queen puppet. And a regular xenomorph. Then they also had motherfucking Robin from Batman and Robin's suit.
Shit. Oh yeah, you did show. Yeah,
had the suit, had the mask, had the hockey stick that the fuckers had when the bat skates came out. That hockey stick was there. All the explosive penguins, the prosthetics from the penguin himself.
Right.
Batman Michael Keaton suit was there. The original Man of Steel cape. And I was just like, I'm freaking out, dude. I was freaking out.
Yeah, it's all there in front of you.
Then you walk a little bit further. Live action Cat in the Hat Thing 1 and Thing 2. The most nightmare fuel shit I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds like it.
Oh, yeah. The worst. The Grinch, the full prosthetic makeup right there in front of you. And then Tim Allen's second Santa Claus movie, the toy soldiers.
Yeah.
Full costume of that. Then you go around the corner. And there's smaller cases with smaller props. Small soldiers. The original maquette of, what's his name? Archer.
Yeah.
So it's like fully gray, like sculpture. The Barbies. From the small soldiers, like the actual puppets. And then I forget you remember the beginning of the movie when it's still like, we're advertising these toys.
Yeah.
And they have the guy in the Commander Chip Hazard outfit.
Yeah.
And he's like the mascot. The head was in there.
That's fire.
The original Red Ranger Mighty Morphin Power Ranger suit from the movie. And the helmet. The alien from Men in Black. The little cockroach guy.
Little skinny dudes?
Was there. One of them. Then there was the dude that's I don't know if he's like a big deal character. I think it was in 2 at the Postal Service scene where the entire upper body comes off and there's just like a little dude just piloting the body. That was there. And then also from Men in Black 2, which was the coolest thing for me. I liked it the most. You remember when he opens up the locker and there's just that community of the little dudes?
Yeah.
Full costume, taller than me.
Of one of the little characters?
Those was a real person in a suit that was bigger than me. I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, this is so fucking sick. So that was cool as fuck for $10. That was the best $10 I spent in Vegas. Other than that, what else did I do? Shit. Found a comic store, bought a comic I didn't need to buy, but I bought it anyway.
You gotta leave with something.
Yeah. What else happened? We only heard Viva Las Vegas twice.
Only twice,
which was sick. It was very funny because the hotel we stayed at, the Strat, it's the one that has like the really big like needle that you can jump off of and shit.
Yeah.
And like we saw that, which was fucking insane. I even went up to the top and I wanted to die. But fucking we were staying there and we walk in our first day and there's just emo music playing. We're like, oh yeah, because it's for the festival, right?
Yeah.
So we stayed till Monday. Monday we had the entire day. Sunday was the last day of the festival. The moment on Monday where the festival was over, back to like pop music bullshit all over in the casino. I was like, come on, man, you had a good thing going.
Of course.
But it was fun. It was weird and fun. We had some good food. There's a bagel space we went to. There was like the most popular bagel space ever or some shit. There's a picture of Pauly Shore there eating there. And he looked like he didn't want to be photographed at all or recognized.
And yet they have him.
Oh yeah. All the other photos are like the owner, like arm on like the person, like, hey, look at this guy. His picture is him in the booth holding his plate, looking pissed off with his dog on a leash.
Like, I didn't come here for this.
Exactly. Funny as shit. But yeah, great time. It was a great time.
I'm glad you had a good time, man.
It was weird. I don't think I will ever go back though, because Vegas is not a good place. I don't think.
How many days were you guys there?
We left on Thursday, got there at night. I don't think we got there the first night and we're like, hey, what should we do our first night? We got in late and our car rental didn't go according to plan because their system went down. So everything had to be done by hand. So that took us an extra 2 hours.
Yeah.
But when we finally got to the hotel, it was like maybe 1 a.m. or some shit. We ordered about $80 to $100 worth of Del Taco.
One. That's awesome. 1 a.m. Vegas time?
1 a.m. Vegas time after being up all day working on Thursday and then leaving in the afternoon for the flight.
So 1 a.m. that's 3 hours before. So that's like 4 here.
Yeah. So I was up from probably like 8 a.m. in the morning till 4 plus. And then had to wake up the next day to do Vegas things. But it was
sure
fun.
You got back and was like,
oh yeah, dude, I was dead when I got back. My feet were killing me. I don't know how Anna and Rachel did both days of that festival.
Right.
Just because one, it's hot as fuck because it's Vegas and it's in a giant open, not parking lot, but like kind of really like it's imagine like what Warped Tour used to be, how it's like a big parking lot with a bunch of stages. So it was just the sun's just beating down on you like the entire day. Sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's not. They did set up like turf though in the field, so like you could sit down on the ground wherever you were at, which was pretty good. And then there were like little overhangs with like fans and misters and shit.
Yeah, I love the mist fan.
I think the funniest part about the whole trip was like, obviously we smoked weed and shit. We did all that jazz. But like at the festival, you would expect like people to be doing like, yeah, drugs, like we're emo, we're doing the hard drugs and shit. On the Reddit for when we were young, all of it is just posts of people like finding like Tums or fucking Advil on like the ground. It's not drugs anymore. It's just, please make me stop hurting.
Yeah.
I need, it's just like we grew up, you know? Like we don't do hard drugs anymore. We do Adderall and we make sure that we focus.
Right. If anything, I just want to be caffeine my brains out.
Yeah, for sure. But it was great, man. It was a great time. They're doing it again next year. And I don't know if I want to go back, but
Vegas, like I said, I went to Vegas one time. But a lot of people have told me their experience. And one thing I realized is I don't mind Vegas, but you don't need like a week in Vegas.
Oh no.
I can do Vegas for like 3 days. I'm like, all right, I've done it. Like I don't like
for sure.
But also, admittedly, I'm not a gambler. I'm not like a huge drinker either. So like I don't mind getting like buzzed all day or whatever, but I'm never gonna be one to like get fucked up.
Oh yeah,
drunk.
for sure.
So I think for me and my personality, for me, Vic, I don't need to like.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
There's
unless I go there for a specific reason, like you guys did.
Yeah, I think that's the way that you should go to Vegas for sure. Like if you go there with like a goal or like a mission, and then do side quests once you get there, that's the way to go, dude. Because like I didn't gamble like on purpose, if that makes sense. Like I didn't like go out of my way to gamble, but like we were on Fremont Street, I was like, okay, I'll take out $60 and I'll just get like we went to casino hopping, so it was like you get your little voucher of I got 12 cents left, and then you just move on to the next one. That was all we pretty much did on Fremont Street. And then the movie thing as well. There's also like a video game bar there that we didn't go to, but like there's a bunch of shit. It's like the things that are cool about Vegas are everything that's the opposite of Vegas.
Yeah.
Like we went to another thing that was cool was Meow Wolf, which is like Otherworld's Philly, like that like art exhibit. Yeah. It's pretty much that, but it's called Omega Mart, and it's like I don't know how to explain this. Like it's like a grocery store when you walk in, right? And everything on the shelves is just fucking weird shit. It's just like goofy, weird, like not real products, but also you can buy everything on the shelf as
just
well.
Stuff to fuck your head up.
Yeah, exactly.
Walk around in there high as shit, just look at
like there's one section that just had like these little like boxes, cardboard boxes that looked like cages, right? It was like cut to look like cages. And on the inside was a fruit or vegetable of some sort that was shaped like an animal. And that was what it was. It was like, here's a carrot shaped like a duck. And it's just a big piece of like plastic or PVC, but that's all it is. But you like walk up to the, like, there's like a freezer section. You open one of the doors and it's a door deeper into where you go into.
Is it cold in the door?
Oh, no. You just, it's just,
or is it all
crazy,
like for the look?
It's for the look. It's all, it's like secret doors and like passageways. And there's like a story as well. Like with Otherworlds Philly, it's less of a story. There's like puzzles in every room and you have to like solve it to find like the main solution or whatever. Yeah. This one, it's like, you spend a certain amount of money at the start, or you can just go in for free, which is what we did. But you can buy like a thing that like you can track the story of like what's happening at Omega Mart and like what's this big like conspiracy theory and shit. And like it's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I went to Vegas. I was 26 when I went. That was 12 years ago now. Damn. Jeez, that time flew by.
You gotta go back.
It's crazy. I went the year I met Adrian.
Damn. With her or like?
No. I went with my friends, but like I went with them. But like we had just met. I might have known her for like a couple of months at the time. But I went and it was my first time, and I went with people who have gone a million times. So they were just showing me everything they do when they're down there. But like once again, like they're drinkers, they're sports addicts. So like they were going down there and like watching the game and betting and shit like that. And I do none of that.
So you're just sitting there like,
but they're my friends. So it wasn't like it was like a shitty time.
Yeah, for
It's just that their interest on the line 100% with mine. But I'll still have a drink. Like we were still goofing around.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
for sure.
But I was hyped and I was like, so when are we going to eat? I do eat.
The food there was, I had a Whataburger for the first time.
That's the first time I had it when I went too.
Dude, the patty melt is the best burger I think I've ever had in my life.
I don't even remember what I had when I went.
It tasted like a French onion soup, like a really good French onion soup, but as a burger. And I was like, dude, this is it. This is all I wanted right now.
Right.
We went to the fucking Strip to get that shit, Trevor. We literally were like, I think that was the Fremont Street day, because like he had finished being high. We also, the way that night ended was super weird, because like we were trying to get off of Fremont Street and we're just like casually walking, and we just see this giant metal sculpture of a grasshopper that's like maybe 2 stories tall, right? And we're just standing there looking at it, and it's right next to like this little shopping district that all the little shops are made out of shipping containers. So it's just like shipping containers stacked on each other, and like there's little shops in each one. So we're just standing there looking at it like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then we turn around to walk back to go to the car. As we do, all we hear is the bass line from Superstitious. It's like, hell yeah. And we fucking turn around, and we're both still belligerently high as of this point. And the grasshopper starts shooting flames from it and moving. And we're just like, what the fuck is happening?
I bet a part of you at one point was like, is this actually happening?
Oh, yeah. At the start of it, I was just like, is this real? And then everyone stopped. Okay, cool. Let's stop and watch this, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But that was a way to end the night. And then Whataburger. But yeah.
Nice.
It was a good time. There's a bunch of stuff else that happened. I don't know. Maybe I'll look at my photos on my phone and see if there's anything that's worth a damn.
I remember going there, and kind of how you said, there was times where like we'd all be together, but then there was times where like we would wake up, go to the Strip. They had the alcoholic slushies you could just buy.
Dude, those things are so expensive too, right? Like they're $30. They're like long as fuck.
No. Like there was a stand that just had like cups, like slushy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. There's one.
I know
like
what you're talking
the
about.
Long one.
Yeah. But we would just fuck those up all day, walking up and down the Strip. So by like the second or third one, we're just drunk as shit in the Vegas heat,
dude.
And then we would eat something, and they would go gamble or whatever. And it was like when they would do that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the room. and fall on my face for a second for a couple hours, and I'll text you guys, see where you are, and
honestly, that might be the play with Vegas is like short naps.
Yo,
like,
that's what it became. It became wake up, let's do some shit. I'm gonna go. Then people would be like, or somebody else. We would all split up. Like, all right, let's come back together, or I'll text you, or let's meet here at this time. And that's what it became. You do shit, rest for a second, come back, do shit. We was a cycle of that.
Hell yeah.
For I think we were down there for like 4 days.
All right.
And oh man, oh wait, I forgot about this. The same time I was down there, there was this girl down there who I used to talk to.
At the same time.
We didn't like plan this. It just so happened she was there. I forgot what social media app I was using at the time. But I think I ended up leaving.
MySpace.
Nah, we're past MySpace. I'm sure Instagram was a thing at this time.
Yeah.
And she ended up hitting me up. Like, yo, were you in Vegas? I was like, yeah. She was like, where? I'm like, and I texted her back. Like, I thought I recognized like where she was in this one picture, but I never hit her up. It's like, oh, you should have hit me up. I was like, well, I didn't know who you were with. I didn't want to just be like, hey, like, you just went like a guy or something.
Yeah. Hey, you're on vacation right now. You wanna?
Right. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But that's what she hit me with, because then I was just like, oh, you should have hit me up. She was like, well, you could have hit me up. I was like, well, I didn't know. I don't know what the circumstances were with why you're here. She was like, and I was leaving at the time. I think I saw her. She texted me this, and we just boarded the plane, and she hit me with, oh, I wish I would have knew. She her the last message I read when I landed, because I lost service. I landed, and her message said, I wish I knew. What happened in Vegas could have stayed there. I was just like, I'm drinking with these motherfuckers while they gamble and shit. I could have had something to do. Yeah.
True.
But anyway, it didn't matter. Like I said, I had just met Adrian anyway. So it's not like I was like, oh, now what? It wasn't like that. Because I probably would have turned her down for that reason, obviously, anyway. Sure. But it was just weird how that happened.
Dude, when I was there for science, I was like, I gotta see what like dating apps are like right now, because the festival was going on. I was like, there's gonna be so many fucking like dyed hair motherfuckers with like dark black makeup, and like it was rough. It was just emo girls everywhere. But needless to say, didn't get any matches. Dating life is still fucked.
Man, I can only imagine.
Dude, it's bad. It's bad.
Nothing interesting has happened on those apps since the last time we did this.
No, the last time we did this, it was depressing, I think, because I had a conversation with someone and then it just stopped. Now, I've had 2 recent matches that both reached out to me first and were like, hey. And like they did like the multiple vowels. So, it's
all the Y's.
Yeah, sometimes why. Only sometimes. But like that's all it went. It was like the first message, like, hey, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then nothing. I'm like, what?
What sick game is that?
I'm like, what do you want? You know what I mean? Like,
that to me sounds like they're just sending that to mad people.
Yeah, just to see what they get back. Because honestly, that's probably what it is, to be honest with you. Because like science, I know this from science because I've done extensive testing. Dudes get much less matches on Tinder because obviously a lot of the dudes are exclusively looking for one thing. You get it,
of course.
So they're kind of just like swiping, like they're just like yeah to everyone. Compared to women, who are majority of the time, there are the few exceptions, looking for a serious situation. Right. So they probably have so many fucking matches just from being like, oh, this person looks okay. And then it's just an immediate match because it's just, that's how it works.
Right.
But like, I don't know, man. I feel like dating apps are just not the way. Like there's a part of me that wants
to uninstall it. It's an oversaturated thing now.
Yeah. I want to uninstall them because it's like, they've not gotten me anywhere. But then in my mind, I'm also like, but what if?
In your position, I wouldn't be uninstalling them.
Like I'm not gonna actively use it by any means. I'm not gonna be like every day like, come on, please give me someone. But like, You go.
I don't
to the
need to do
bathroom
this
at
all
work.
day, every day. Yeah.
And then if I get a match and something actually happens, oh, crazy.
I used to treat that shit like a game.
Yeah.
When I had Tinder in 2014.
It's weird. It feels weird, you know? It's definitely a game. And
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Like, if I had a moment, if I was just laying on my couch, I'd be in my apartment, I'm just like...
Temple Runner Tinder.
I would treat it like that.
I don't know, man. I don't fuck with it. But, what time are we at? I don't even know.
I don't know. 45.
45. Okay. We should be transitioning into the main pod soon, I guess. But yeah. Do we have any other extra topics? I don't know. I don't know if I have any others.
I'm trying to think of what else has been going.
Did I write anything down preemptively?
Oh, you said you wanted to talk about Venom 3.
Oh, dude, that sucked.
There you have it. That's been Patreon.
Dude, I was so... So I have AMC A-list, and your boy's mental hasn't been the best as of late. So I was like, you know what? Let's try to get back to where I was in a good mental state, where I would take myself on like solo dates to the movies. Because, you know, I just like to go to the movies by myself sometimes, just to like, you know, focus.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I haven't done it in a while. I'm like, you know what? Venom's out right now. I'm going to go see Venom. I sit down in this bitch, and there's like 3 people in this theater, and this is like Dolby, so like it's like the big boy version. From start to finish, that movie did not know what it wanted to be the entire time. The only thing that was interesting to me is that at the beginning he comes back from like the multiverse situation that happens at the whatever blah blah blah, and the bartender in that scene is actually the actor who plays Danny Rojas in Ted Lasso.
Oh shit.
You know, you've seen Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, no, Football is Life. That guy. Football is life. So that was my most interesting part. I was like, it's Danny Rojas. That's sweet. He's Football is Life.
That's your takeaway.
Yeah. So he's in the other world where Danny Rojas is like put together and stuff. He's like got a ponytail and he's like put together. And he comes back to his world, which is the Sonyverse, and he's like disheveled, and it's still Danny Rojas, but he's like blah blah. Then the fucking CIA or whatever shows up, and they take like the Venom on the table, you know, like that scene that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then they take away Danny Rojas. Like they like kidnap him pretty much. And he never shows up for the rest of the movie. This government agency stole Danny Rojas.
Why though?
Because he saw the symbiote. So, you know, you got to do some damage control. I get it. Then, like 5 minutes later, we get introduced to the people at this government agency. The scientist, the main scientist is Keely from Ted Lasso.
Oh man.
So I'm like, holy shit, this movie's fucking sick. They got Ted Lasso people in it, and I'm just enjoying that part.
So the idea that Ted Lasso is now like in the Marvel, like the Sonyverse.
Like, I just
now.
need to see whatever his name is show up randomly with a mustache somewhere and just coach a soccer team with Venom on it. But then the movie goes to shit because the whole. Do you care if I spoil anything?
I do not care one bit.
So the whole story...
I was literally going to ask you what the post-credit scene was.
The whole like story from the beginning is that Venom and all of the symbiotes escaped from their symbiote world that they came from because of somebody by the name of Null, who is a very popular comic character, blah, 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 whatever. He's shown for a little bit at the beginning as well, too. But Null sends like these... I don't know how to explain it. Like they're like, imagine like a ball, right? And then that ball has tentacle arms, right? And then it's also kind of like a spider with those arms, like at the same time. And then the ball has a mouth that has like teeth in it that are circular, like in like a funnel almost.
Okay, yeah.
So there's multiple moments where these symbiote monsters literally pick up humans and put them through the mouth. And then they come out the back as blood spray. So it's like, you know, like how a tree gets cut down?
Yes, I know what
like,
you mean.
That's what they are. They're like living tree things. And they just go, and then it comes out their ass. And that's
crazy.
And they're killing humans with that. But the whole thing is that they're trying to find like a perfect symbiosis, which Eddie is with Venom. Because when you do that, and if you die and you have a symbiote and you come back to life, that makes like this key in you or whatever. And that's the key to get Null out of his prison on the symbiote world. So that's why all these things are chasing after Venom. So
I don't like that as a plot.
The entire movie, Venom cannot be Venom. it can exclusively only be Eddie Brock with Venom voicing over in the background. So we don't get to see Venom at like a lot.
That sounds like an excuse to not spend as much money.
You'd think, because then we go to Vegas in the movie.
Full circle moment.
Motherfucking Eddie steals a suit from someone and he's just casually at a fucking casino and he finds the lady from the convenience shop that's in the first two movies.
Yes.
She's in Vegas for some reason and winning slots. She's just there.
Mm-hmm. No explanation needed.
She's winning so big too that the hotel gave her the penthouse suite. Because that's the thing that happens.
Because that happens.
You know. So they go up to the penthouse suite and she's drunk as fuck. And she's like, come on, Venom, let's dance. And then there's a full dance number.
Last dance.
Full dance number with Venom. He's the one who's dancing the entire time with her. And then the giant fucking monster thing that can only track them when they are in Venom form magically jumps through the window. And then Venom goes away. And then he can't see him. And then it leaves. That's the most Venom animation and then at the final battle, it's like a fucking clusterfuck of the government agency where Keeley works at. They have a bunch of symbiotes already, right? Mm-hmm. So they took one of the dudes from the second movie who died and then put a symbiote on him to save him, right? To get him out of the catatonic. Yeah. So then this symbiote is the lore guy. He's like, yeah, man, there's Null. He's coming. He's going to kill us all if they get us, blah, blah, blah. And then Venom randomly shows up at the CIA place. The guy who plays Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. He shows up, but he's not that guy. He's a hippie who believes in aliens and has a family of 4 that he's forcing on a road trip to go to Area 51 because they're shutting it down.
What? Why?
So that's how he gets to Vegas, by hitching a ride with them in their van that has no air conditioning because air conditioning is a plot by the government.
So he's not the Lizard guy.
No, he's just himself, but with long hair, and then shows up to Area 51, which the government base for the aliens, guess what? It's underneath Area 51, and it's Area 54 or something. So that's a thing. It's bad.
Back up. So he was that guy and is not anymore, or he's just a completely different character in this movie.
Okay, playing
that's okay.
He is very much what they did with Vulture in Morbius with Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
He's there, and he's technically a part of that universe, but he's also not that person. But he's there because variants, kind of, maybe.
Oh,
but they never say that. They never say like he's a variant or anything. It's just like, that's what they are doing because they're fucking lazy and bad. But the post-credits scene.
Yes. What is this?
So the first one is Null, just straight up, which is dumb because at the end of the movie, Venom technically dies. Like the symbiote Venom dies and leaves Eddie to live his life. So Null is on the planet and he's like, I'll fucking do it myself. And then it cuts to his face. Blah, blah. You don't see his face the whole movie. It shows his face. It's bad CGI, whatever. Then you get the black credits, the black and white credits, right? Yeah. Finally wait till the end. Destroyed Area 51. Rocks everywhere. Smoke, fire. Mm-hmm. A little tunnel on the ground from where Area 54 was and all that jazz. Guess who comes running up?
Andrew Garfield.
Danny Rojas. Football is life. He comes out because he was apparently held hostage at the government agency the entire time that the final battle happened. And then for days was just there underneath the ground, surviving. He just walks up. He's like, hello, hello. And just starts running into the Nevada heat. And that's the end of the movie. There is like a scene really quickly where it shows that little glass tube where the original Venom bit was taken. Yeah. So technically Venom's alive, but
the only reason I said Andrew Garfield is because it's that universe, number one. Yeah. Number two,
I'd love that, but
they're saying for Spider-Man 4, Null is gonna have some kind of reason to be there. Or whatever.
I mean, here's the thing: they can do it easy now because technically Eddie Brock doesn't have Venom anymore. So like the Venom symbiote, it doesn't even exist in the MCU universe. Nothing makes sense. It's bad.
They don't. It doesn't.
It's like really bad. The Sony stuff needs to like. It's weird how we can go from like.
Stop?
We love Sony stuff when it comes to games, and then they just fuck it up with the movies.
Because they're still about to drop that Craven movie.
Yeah, I entered a sweepstakes for that.
To go to get free tickets or something?
To have a early showing of it at a local theater near you.
I hope you get that, and I hope you see it, and we're going to do another Patreon because I just want you to spoil that,
dude,
too.
I'm going to shit on that.
I can't wait for you to come in here and tell me from beginning to end how that movie is.
The trailer, they played the trailer for that before Venom, and I almost walked out before the movie. Before Venom started, because of how bad the Craven trailer was. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. This is what they're doing with Craven.
They're leaning so hard on Craven being rated R and explicit and all that shit.
The action in it looks cool, but it's not Craven. It's just Aaron Taylor Johnson, buff as shit, murdering people Assassin's Creed style, but also growling like a lion at certain points for some reason. Because I guess they're gonna give him animal powers or some shit,
that's what it
which
looks
is
like.
So stupid. But I don't know. It's just so maddening. Like, he's a bad guy, and now you're making him a good guy.
My thing is, it's Sony, right? And Sony has these studios.
Yeah.
Just get the Insomniac people to write you a story.
Honestly, that would be the most simple thing for them to do, and I don't know why they haven't. Because it's maddening. It's like, it's so, like, Morbius aside, I've never watched it still. Obviously, I think it's objectively bad, and the memed upon version of it, like, it's good because people like to make jokes about it, you know? But, like, I don't understand how you go from Venom 1, which was a solid movie.
It was solid. Like,
it wasn't great by any means, because no offense, you can't do Venom without Spider-Man. That's the rules. That is the fucking rules. Can't do it. It don't work, as we could see from Venom 2 and 3.
And the only reason they're making these movies is to keep a hold of the Spider-Man thing. Like, if they, like, just give it up. Just give it up.
It's not even, they don't even need to give it up, which is the worst part. They could just talk to the people that have the other licenses, like with Disney. Just be like, hey, let's just shake hands and make some good shit and make some fucking money. Like, it's such a, I don't get it. I understand businesses need to be businesses, but like, you don't need to monopolize all of Marvel, you know? You can just be like, hey, Disney, this is what we're thinking about doing for our movie. What are you guys doing with yours now that we're doing this multiversal thing, kind of? And then have a conversation. But
it seems like it could be so easy.
Then they just have it. Honestly, the worst review that I could give for that movie, it feels like it was written by AI. Venom 3. Like, straight up.
I mean, who's to say it wasn't?
Honestly, it might have been, because it was
it was all over the place.
It was painful sitting there and watch it. Like, there were multiple times where I was just like this in the fucking recliner seat. I didn't even recline it.
That's how
I was just sitting straight up, just like, what? Like, there were multiple times I was just saying what throughout the whole time.
A lot of reviews I read for it, it did say this movie has no idea what it wants to be. This movie doesn't have an identity. This movie is doing too much.
It's crazy. I think the moment that everything came into like a sharp like focus for me, like, this is just a generally bad movie, is at the very end. There is a fucking, like, what was it called? Like a collage, but with videos. A montage. There's a montage with fucking See You Again playing.
The Wiz Khalifa See You Again from Fast and Furious See You Again.
And guess what? It's clips from Venom 1 and Venom 2. Like, just straight up clips. Like, not even like shot again in a different camera angle. It's just straight up, let's grab this from this movie. Grab this from this movie.
Like a clip show. Like,
and then clips from less than 5 minutes ago in Venom 3. Inside the montage. During See You Again. Whoa. Yeah. And it's like, I'm in the back of the theater pulling my fucking hair out. Like, this is not real. I'm not watching a fucking high school graduation of Venom and Eddie Brock right now. It was the closest they got to fucking the whole time. Like, it was a straight up, it was a gay rom-com See You Again thing. And here's the thing. I enjoyed that more than the movie.
Yeah, because you got to laugh at that ironically.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did the thing.
They're the boyfriends. Yeah, I see that shit.
I see what y'all going for.
Venom and Eddie be fucking. I see this shit. Eddie!
What are you
got
doing?
A chub.
What are you doing with that lotion, Eddie? I can help you with that.
We don't use lotion on my world. I hate it. It was bad. So here's the thing. Watch it. Because it's laughable how bad it. Like, I thought 2 was bad. And I was like, man, I can't believe they fucked up Carnage. So
I didn't even see 2. I wanted to see 2 because I was big on Carnage. But then, like all these movies, I kept hearing how bad it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, now I'm in zero rush to see this.
They pretty much made Carnage if it wasn't anything like Carnage. Because he was the thing that made me the most mad, besides Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy, which is, here's the thing, it's fine. I don't give a fuck. If you just full commit to the bit, which he did, and he just shouldn't have had the wig, that was the thing that made it the worst. But he's bigger than Venom. Like, not even like bigger in the sense of like, oh, he's just like a few feet tall. Like, he's larger in scale. And Venom has always been the big, beefy guy. And Carnage has always been the small, lithe, like close to the ground, creepy fuck.
Yeah.
But he's bigger and like, it's just so bad. I don't know how they fucked it up, man.
I don't know either.
I don't. But that is the perfect time to transition to the actual podcast, which you guys will hear at some point. But we're going to do that now. So thank you guys for being a patron as always. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Patreon people.
If you have any topics you want us to talk about on Patreon for the next episode, let us know.
Please.
In the Patreon chat, all that jazz. You guys got extra free videos. There's the Resident Evil video that I posted for you guys early. Man of Medan just got uploaded. You got hella content coming at you.
This man is working.
I got videos coming. What else do we have coming? I forget. There's one other thing that I forgot about.
Ramadan, RE4.
RE4. You're doing streams for the one game eventually. The Voorhees.
Now that I'm back.
Yeah, I gotta finish RE4 clipped. And then when I'm done RE4 2005, we're playing RE4 remake.
Current. I don't remember what year did that come out. It's 2 years ago now?
I think so.
2022?
2022, yeah. I think so. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. Love you. Bye.
Peace.
All right, main podcast time.
Main podcast time.
All right.